However, if I talk about the person who hasn't have any experience in project management, for them, they only require three skills.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel Immigrant. My name is Sagar, and today's video, which is about project management in Canada, we will be covering job opportunities in this field, certifications you should have according to Canadian job market, both technical and soft skills that you require, difference between working as a project manager in India and Canada, and finally, an advice for those who are planning to start their career in project management or for those who want to make a career switch and get into project management in Canada. The guest for today, Nikhil Pal Singh, who is working as a project manager, came to Canada as a permanent resident, as a PR and not as a student. So I will be covering the educational part, like the type of courses, colleges for project management in Canada, with someone who came as an international student. Having said that, without any further ado, let's begin. Hi Nikhil, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Sagar. Thank you so much for inviting me today. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So tell us about yourself, about your educational background, your work experience, what do you do in Canada?
So I'm an engineer and an MBA by profession and a gamer by passion. That's how I put it. But I have 6 years of work experience in project management. Started off my career with sales, but then after doing 1 year of sales and building a $1 million funnel for my company, I was shifted to project management. I was into implementation. That's how I got introduced to the idea of project management. And since then, I've been doing projects in day out. I come from projectized environment, and I have exposure to waterfall, agile, and Six Sigma methodologies. In addition to this, I am a PMP certified, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, and a certified Scrum Master.
Perfect. They have a huge amount of qualifications. Tell us, when did you come to Canada?
So I came to Canada in the March of 2020, right before the borders were sealed. So I landed when the pandemic started, right?
So when you came here, you didn't have a job, right?
That's correct.
And so talking about your experience while you were looking for a job, do you think it's easier to get a job in project management, or do you think there are a lot of opportunities in project management in Canada?
So I strongly believe that there are no dearth of opportunities, only if you're taking the right steps, right? The right steps, I mean that you're being active on LinkedIn, you're engaging with people, you're making meaningful connections, you have your resume updated, you have all the relevant qualifications. I mean, you ought to have a checklist. So if you're following all the right steps in your checklist, I think nothing is impossible. Like, they say that actions are louder than your words. They should speak louder than your words. But I believe consistency speaks louder than both. That's the key.
So basically, there were a lot of positions, right, when you were looking for a job?
Of course, yes. I mean, in April, May, and June, because at that time people were still figuring out the way forward, that as to what needs to be done. But then, July or August onwards, there were many opportunities, and right now, as we sit in November, the flow of requirements is pretty good in market.
In general, did you find any difference in job duties, job environment, if you compare India and Canada?
See, so if I talk about project management, the way it is conducted in India, and the way it is conducted in Canada, is more or less the same, because everybody is pretty much following the same methodologies, right? The fundamentals of project management remain the same. So because project management is divided into 5 phases, right? Initiation, planning, executing, monitoring, control, and closing, right? So the fundamentals remain the same. It's same in India, it's same in Canada, but the ways of working differs, right? Now, in terms of ways of working, one significant difference, particular difference which I have noticed is here in Canada, not that it is not done in India, but here the frameworks are quite well defined, they're refined, and they're much more followed religiously. That's the only difference. So people who are thinking that it might be a different scenario, there's nothing to worry at all. In short, as long as you have understanding of the business, you will have absolutely no problem in conducting project management in Canada, be it from the business side, be it from the technical side.
Now tell us about the skills. Like, what skills do you require if you want to have your career in project management?
So the technical skills remain the same as long as you are aware of the methodologies, be it waterfall, agile, Six Sigma. Your skills are pretty much transferable. There's absolutely no problem, right? In terms of soft skills, you obviously need leadership skills, your team management skills, and time management skills, resource management. There's so many things, right? So in addition to skills, these important skills, you require certifications as well. So in order to get a job, and considering in current times that there's so much competition, you need certifications as well. So if you have good experience, you know what is project management all about, and you have the ability to deliver. As long as you can deliver, you can you can be a project manager, right? And you have that project management skills. But if you have relevant certifications as well, then it acts as a gating criteria. It will help you deliver in a more structured board.
So I'm not going to ask you about the courses because you didn't have your education here in Canada, but if you can elaborate on the certifications, like if you can name few of them.
Like I said, they could be waterfall, they could be agile, they could be Six Sigma, right? So there are plenty of methodologies this, and there's plenty of certifications as well, right? But if we talk about PMP, certified scrum master, or maybe Six Sigma, they're widely accepted in Canada. For that matter, any certification by a US accredited institution is widely accepted in Canada, sorry. So, but for example, if you have Prince 2 is more prevalent in Europe. So you have to know that what is more relevant in the Canadian scenario, and so that you can pursue all the right set of certifications.
And what website or what platform would you suggest?
So I pursued my PMP from PMI Institute. So it's better that you go to the accredited institutions website and read more about certificate. It's not only PMP. It could be RMP, risk management professional, schedule management professional. There's a PMI ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner. There's a PBA for business analyst. So there are many certifications. So you can go on PMI website, you can go on Scrum Alliance website. I pursued my Six Sigma as a part of my Green Belt, Lean Six Sigma program in my previous company, Indus Towers Limited, back in India. So it was being done in collaboration with a partner known as Benchmark Six Sigma. It's a worldwide and a well-renowned, institution as well. So it depends.
So you had all the certifications you had were in India?
Yes, of course. Yes, everything is online. All you have to do is study a bit more and prepare well and appear for it.
So my next question, this is actually a very hot topic, especially with this COVID scenario. What advice would you give for people who want to, switch their career and get into project management? Let's say, for example, I'm working as a business analyst and I want to, have a career transition and get into project management. What advice would you like to give to people like that?
So if you consider your example, being a business analyst, you are involved in some or the other aspect of project management, be it a BRD requirement stage, you are part of project management. Similarly, if you're a QA and you wish to become a project manager, it will be easier because all these roles are somewhere the part of, the process of project management. However, if I talk about a person who hasn't have any experience in project management, for them, they only require 3 skills. One is the project leadership skill, You should have the ability to lead people. You should have the ability to manage your team management skills. You should be you should have the ability to communicate well. So you should have excellent communication skills, because 90% of the time a project manager is typically communicating. That's it. He is not bothered about what's going around him. But if he can communicate well, you can lead your team well, you have good team management skills, I think you can become a project manager. You can be in project management. And of course, these certifications would add the brownie points.
All right, Nikhil, before we wrap up this video, any final advice you would like to give from your experience when you came here as a newcomer, as an immigrant in Canada, we'd like to give to people who are planning to come to Canada?
If I talk about myself, from my experience, I'd like to give top 3, right? For buying so for example, you buy a property, the main criteria is location, location, and location. For coming to Canada, your primary criteria should be research, research, and research, right? If you research well, you will get better results, and your chances of becoming successful in Canada would multiply, would become multifold. Second, have relevant certifications pursued. Look for all the relevant certifications in your industry. So you ought to research well and pursue all the relevant courses and certifications, right? So have a roadmap is what I'd like to say. If you have a roadmap and you have all your milestones listed, it's typically like a project, right? You have an initiation, you have you have a plan, you have an execution, and then you close it, right? So have a roadmap and follow it. And third and foremost, if you have a primary career focus, if things don't turn out in your favor, always have a secondary career focus as well. I came here, I did not have a job. So I worked at Loblaws in a grocery store, right? So that's how I developed the knowledge of retail operations. So that was my, secondary career focus. But what one should keep in mind is that the secondary focus should be somewhere connect to the primary focus, right? So that if you had to, not that you will have to, but if you had to pursue your secondary focus, it should somewhere lead you to your primary focus.
Right.
That should be kept in mind while having the plan B.
All right, Nikhil, thank you so much for your time on this Saturday morning, on your day off. I highly, highly respect that. I wish you all the best in your career. You may have a beautiful stay in Canada.
No problem. It is a pleasure. And I always say that, if you're a newcomer in Canada, if you need any advice or guidance, I'm always up. You can include, probably my LinkedIn profile, and I'll be happy to connect with people and answer their queries and help them in any way possible I can.
Alright guys, this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. It's always great to have someone like Nikhil who's passionate about what he's doing, and on top of that, willing to share his knowledge and experience with others. Don't forget to connect with him on LinkedIn for any questions. Comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for myself. Give this video a thumbs up if you like. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. I wish you guys all the best. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you in my next video.
There are no dearth of opportunities, only if you're taking the right.